Breaking news coming in the last couple of minutes, as it has been reported that WWE legend Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been named a board member of WWE parent company TKO Group Holdings and granted full ownership of the Rock trademark. We've got all of the details in this developing and breaking news story. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk go face-to-face last night on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins provides an update on his knee injury if he's going to defend the title at WrestleMania 40. Kevin Patrick is gone from the Smackdown commentary team. Who's going to replace him? We got the ratings for Friday's episodes of Smackdown and AEW Rampage. Bayley appears on Raw last night despite being a Smackdown superstar, and R-Truth cost Damien Priest a main event match on Raw against Drew McIntyre. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling, and this is a big developing and breaking news story. At the time of recording this video, this is broken just in the last 15 minutes or so, and that is that WWE legend Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has joined the board of directors of TKO Group Holdings. That is the company formed by Endeavor that merged WWE and UFC together last year. This is a story that's been broken by Variety. Now, of course, Johnson, one of the most popular actors and media personalities on the planet, broke out as a star for WWE in the 1990s and early 2000s. He held multiple world championships in his time with the pro wrestling juggernaut and is widely regarded as one of the greatest and most iconic professional wrestlers of all time. These are the quotes that are coming out from this news story. Quotes, "I am thrilled to partner with Dwayne and welcome his immense talent to TKO's board," said Ari Emanuel, who of course is the CEO of TKO. Dwayne brings an incredible track record of creating content and building globally recognized consumer brands, and he will play a key role in realizing our ambitions for TKO, end quote. Now, Variety says the exact terms of the deal were not disclosed, but WWE added that it has also entered into a services and merchandising agreement with Johnson. Under that agreement, Johnson will provide promotional, licensing, and other services to the company. Johnson also gains ownership of the trademark name The Rock as part of an intellectual assignment agreement. Now, news of the board appointment and other agreements comes as it is widely speculated that Johnson will return to WWE for a match against his cousin and current undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. That would be his first match in WWE since 2016, although realistically it's actually 2013 in the main event of WrestleMania 29 against John Cena. The 2016 match, of course, is that couple of second match against Eric Rowan at WrestleMania 32 in Texas. Quote, "My grandfather, High Chief Peter Maivia, and my dad, Rocky Soulman Johnson, would have never thought that this day would come," Johnson said in a statement, "which is why I'm very humbled to have a seat at the table that has decades of history and family legacy for me. A table that my family helped to build. Being on the TKO board of directors and taking full ownership of my name, The Rock, is not only unprecedented, but incredibly inspiring as my crazy life is coming full circle. At my core, I'm a builder who builds for and serves the people, and Ari is building something truly game-changing. I'm very motivated to help continue to globally expand our TKO, WWE, and UFC businesses as the worldwide leaders in sports and entertainment, while proudly representing so many phenomenal athletes and performers who show up every day putting in the hard work with their own two hands to make their dreams come true and deliver for our audiences. I've been there, I'm still there, and this is for them." Now, of course, on screen, Johnson has been known for starring in films such as San Andreas, Jumanji, Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. He's going to be in the live-action version of the Disney animated film Moana that he starred in as well. His other business ventures include the United Football League, which is the merger of the Vince McMahon-founded XFL and USFL, Terra Morana Tequila, Project Rock, Zoa Energy, and $7 Productions as well. Vince McMahon, we got some quotes from him too. Vince McMahon, the executive chairman of the TKO board, said, quote, "Very few people on the planet understand the convergence of sports, entertainment, media, and business like Rock. We are proud to have him join the TKO board to help take our company to new heights," end quote. Now, Johnson has long-standing ties to a number of high-ranking people in the TKO organization. In addition to his lengthy relationship with McMahon and WWE in general, general. Johnson has known current WWE President Nick Khan since the two were children, along with Khan's sister, TV writer and producer Nachikana Khan as well, who co-developed Johnson's NBC series Young Rock. Emmanuel, meanwhile, serves as the leader of Johnson's team at WME, where Johnson has been a client for over 10 years. Johnson is not only the new TKO board member to be named, though likely the only one to be featured in a match at WrestleMania. Brad Keywell has been brought on as the 13th member of TKO's board. Keywell is the founder and executive chairman of Uptake Technologies and has previously co-founded and led companies such as Groupon, Echo Global Logistics, and Media Ocean. He was the recipient of the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award in 2019 and currently serves as an adjunct professor at the University of Chicago Booth School of Business. So what are your thoughts on this developing and breaking news? What do you think this means for WWE and TKO? And what do you think this means when it comes to The Rock possibly being involved in WrestleMania 40? Is this just more of an indication that The Rock is going to face Roman Reigns this year? Or could, I know, the plans be laid down for next year at WrestleMania or another big event? Let me know your thoughts and reaction to this as this develops in the comment section below. As I mentioned, we'll be all over this story because I'm sure there'll be a lot of reaction coming to it as the day goes on. Now, let's talk about CM Punk and Cody Rhodes coming face-to-face last night on Monday Night Raw. Now, of course, last week, CM Punk challenged Cody Rhodes to a face-off on Raw via Instagram. Monday night, Punk and Rhodes met face-to-face on Raw quite literally. After some niceties, Punk began the exchange with an anecdote about Rhodes' father, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. According to Punk, in 2007, Rhodes' father personally called Punk and asked him to watch over his son as he went through Ohio Valley Wrestling. Punk recalled watching over Rhodes' career before promising that, should the two of them come face-to-face in the Royal Rumble, he would be actively seeking Rhodes out to eliminate him. Rhodes then spoke about his own quest to separate himself from his father and reminisced on how Punk treated him as a peer in OVW. Before Rhodes could continue, Punk openly wondered if, come Sunday morning, the two of them would still be friends. There is no time to answer though, as Punk got close to Rhodes' face and inquired if Rhodes can separate business from personal, just like CM Punk is able to do. Punk did not relent from attacking Rhodes' identity, claiming that he was more of an American dream story than Rhodes, who grew up with the industry surrounding him and, of course, with his famous father's backing. Rhodes did not take Punk's personal jabs lightly and reiterated by invoking Punk's infamous pipe bomb promo. Rhodes discredited Punk's grit and called himself more Punk than Punk was himself. Rhodes promised to move forward and especially through Punk, uncharacteristically shoving Punk as he attempted to exit the ring. In response, Punk pulled Rhodes back into an intense face-to-face. The New Orleans crowd alternated between chants of Cody Rhodes and CM Punk as both men stared at each other with scowls of contempt. Of course, they will face off in the Royal Rumble match this weekend, Saturday, January 27. Of course, we will be doing a watch-along and a post-show for the event, so be sure to join us then. But what did you think of the face-to-face last night on Raw? Who do you think is going to win the men's Royal Rumble match? Is it going to be CM Punk booking a ticket for the first time to the main event of WrestleMania, winning the Rumble for the first time, or will the American Nightmare attempt to finish his story by once again winning the Royal Rumble, being the first person to do it back-to-back since Stone Cold Steve Austin in the late 90s? Let me know your predictions about that as well. Now, going into Raw last night, there was a lot of questions about the medical status of the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. Now, Monday's episode of Raw kicked off in a familiar way with Seth Rollins' music and the crowd joyfully singing along, but things quickly took a somber tone, with Rollins announcing that an MRI showed that he suffered a grade 2 MCL tear and a partially torn medial meniscus in his left knee. With surgery, that would mean a 3 to 4 month recovery period, which would cause Rollins to miss WrestleMania 40. Although it sounded like Rollins hadn't committed to the doctor's prescribed timeline as far as that goes. Before the champion could detail his plan of action, though, he was interrupted by Gunther's music and the Intercontinental Champion hit the ring with his Imperium allies. After a promo from Gunther, Rollins said Imperium should have let him finish because he doesn't give a damn what doctors tell him, and he intends to keep his promise and take the title into WrestleMania and do everything in his power to walk out with it. Gunther made it clear that he plans on winning the Royal Rumble and announced his intentions to choose Rollins as the title holder that he would then go after. The news was, of course, not a total surprise, as Rollins' injury during last week's title defense against Jinder Mahal was spotted in real time, with his legs taking more of the impact on a moonsault that he would have liked. Word got around soon that he indeed was injured legitimately, and we awaited word from the man himself last night to see where things would go. As of this recording, whether WWE actually keeps the World Heavyweight Championship around Rollins' waist in hopes that he'll be back in time for the showcase of the Immortals remains to be seen. But as of right now, Rollins says he's going to be at WrestleMania and he's going to be defending the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, this is quite an interesting developing story when it comes to the commentary team for Friday Night SmackDown, because the SmackDown commentary team is set for a change. According to renowned author Aaron Varble, Kevin Patrick is set to be removed from the SmackDown commentary team. Patrick made the move from CNN and Apple TV to WWE in 2021, where he'd be a backstage interviewer and panel host. He would join the Monday Night Raw commentary team in October 2022, before moving over to SmackDown late last year, working alongside Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Now, Dave Meltzer has expanded upon this on the latest episode of the Wrestling Observer radio show, saying, quote, "Kevin Patrick's gone? Yeah, unless something changes. I don't know details. I don't know who's going to be replacing him. I'm not surprised. They just did an announcer change the first of the year. Like I said, I'm not surprised. Corey Graves has been totally carrying SmackDown announcing. I don't know who they'll bring in. Could be Vic Joseph. I guess we'll have to wait and see." But what are your thoughts on Kevin Patrick? Of course, WWE did attempt to make it work, but clearly it's not been working for the play-by-play man on the blue brand or on the red brand whilst he was on Raw. Who do you think replaces him? Who do you think should replace him? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Now, speaking of SmackDown, we got the ratings for last Friday's episode on Fox. It was a big show that featured appearances from Roman Reigns and others. Per WrestleNomics, SmackDown drew 2.408 million viewers. This is up from the January 12 edition that drew 2.384 million viewers. In the 18 to 49 demographic, Friday's show scored a 0.62 rating. This is actually down from the week prior that scored a 0.64 rating. Now, the show featured, again, the continued build to the Royal Rumble. The show featured the contract signing for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship Fatal 4-Way match at the Royal Rumble. This led to Randy Orton defeating Solo Sikoa in the main event, and then Randy Orton delivered an RKO to LA Knight, AJ Styles, and even Roman Reigns to close the show. Also, United States Champion Logan Paul was featured as a special guest on the Kevin Owens show to set up their title match at the Royal Rumble. Meanwhile, Santos Escobar, Angel Garza, and Humberto Carrillo defeated the LWO's Carlito, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde in six-man tag team action. You can see the quarter-hour ratings and total viewership on the screen right there, courtesy of WrestleNomics. Shout out to them once again. Be sure to subscribe to their channel, Patreon, and visit their website. Speaking of ratings, we've also got the ratings for AEW Rampage on TNT from last Friday as well. The viewership figure and key demographic rating for Friday's January 19th episode of AEW Rampage has been revealed. According to WrestleNomics, Rampage drew 390,000 viewers. This is actually down from the January 12 edition that drew 396,000 viewers. This is actually the lowest total viewership of the year so far for AEW Rampage on TNT. In the key 18 to 49 demographic, Friday's episode scored a 0.12 rating. This is the same as the week prior that also scored a 0.12 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic. Now, the show featured Darby Allin defeating Jeff Hardy in the main event. Of course, post-match, we did see an inclination that possibly Jeff Hardy and the Hardy Boys in general are going to be turning heel, or the beginning of a heel turn for the legendary tag team, as Jeff Hardy refused to show respect to his opponent that had just defeated him. Meanwhile, Chris Jericho defeated Matt Sydal in the opening match of the broadcast, and Chris Statlander beat Queen Aminata in a match too. Also, Penta El Zero Miedo defeated Anthony Henry. Penta will face Hangman Adam Page on Wednesday's January 24 episode of AEW Dynamite on TBS. Once again, on the screen right there, you can see the quarter-hour breakdown of total viewership as well as the 18 to 49 demographic for the show, the one-hour show that's on TNT every Friday night. Once again, thank you to WrestleNomics for the graphic. Be sure to check them out, subscribe to their Patreon, and visit their website. Now, Bayley, despite being a SmackDown superstar, she appeared on Raw last night ahead of the Women's Royal Rumble match this weekend. In a segment that began with Nia Jax coming down to the ring and vowing that she would be winning the Royal Rumble, she was then interrupted by Becky Lynch, as the pair had an intriguing back and forth exchange on the mic, with Becky noting that the women's locker room doesn't agree on anything, but they do agree on not liking Nia Jax. The pair were then joined by another big name of the women's division, Bayley, solo from the rest of her Smackdown faction, Damage Control. While the shady exchange continued verbally at first, the trio eventually began to scrap, with Nia Jax ending the segment strong, having tossed Becky over the top rope and hitting Bayley with a leg drop. So Bayley has been considered by some as one of the favourites to win the Women's Royal Rumble match this weekend at the Royal Rumble. Who do you think is going to win the titular match for the Women's Division this coming Saturday? And who do you think is going to be booking their tickets in the main event of WrestleMania? Now, R-Truth continues his strange storyline with the Judgment Day, and it bled over into the main event of last night's edition of Monday Night Raw on USA Network. Raw ended the last episode ahead of the 2024 Royal Rumble event on a big match between Damien Priest and Drew McIntyre. However, in the end, it would be fan favourite R-Truth that would sneak into the main event match and end up potentially changing the outcome. With a competitive match going on between McIntyre and Priest, R-Truth appeared in an attempt to bring Priest his cut of the Judgment Day merch that Truth has been selling. However, when he couldn't be distracted from his goal of delivering the money, trying first to get it into Damien Priest's Money in the Bank briefcase, he didn't know the password. As Truth was trying to ask Priest for the password, he was punched by McIntyre, but just as it looked like Priest was about to take advantage, the referee was distracted by Truth and he couldn't count the pin. This led to an irate Priest throwing Truth out of the ring, with that distraction allowing McIntyre to connect with a Claymore, meaning Truth ultimately cost Damien Priest the match. In the end, McIntyre would win the match over Damien Priest, bringing momentum into the Royal Rumble. So where do you think this R-Truth storyline is going right now? Is it going to lead to a match? Is he going to go into the Judgment Day? How do you think this one is going to play out? Let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comment section below. But there you go, guys. This is the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash the like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.